No worries, bro. You good? You good? How you doing, bro? How you been since the last time we talked? I mean, I had to pull out the Giants jersey, so I mean, I know we beat
Oh,
you
you
guys
got
last Sunday.
jokes.
Rub it in a little bit.
You did. You got jokes, but look, we both didn't make it, so it doesn't matter. Hey, like I was really mad because it felt like Dalton was like throwing the game,
Uh-huh.
but at the end of the day, you guys played the better game. You guys were getting off, so it's like nothing but points to y'all.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, bro, like both of our teams didn't make it. Like, dude, I sent you a message later that night saying, like, dude, the Eagles are throwing this game. Like, they took out Jalen Hurts and then they put in Nate Sutsfield, and dude, I couldn't believe what I was watching, dude. I was just there, like, dude, I mean, I get it. We're 6-10. We should have won more games. I know before anybody that's watching us gets mad at me for like being such a like a whiny Giants loser, but like, still, dude, it pains me, bro. It pains me. So like.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you because for us to lose like that, and then the Eagles, even Hertz was over here in the pain, like that ain't right because they knew they threw it, and when you wrote it, I was like, oh no, you must be tripping. But then I kept forgetting. I don't know. I've just been like mine's been like left and right and everything because I ended up forgetting that they played, and then I'm like, oh, Giants made it in. That's what I'm thinking. Like you guys made it, and then finds out Washington won, and it's like, oh, mind blowing, throwing the game. So yeah, 2
Yeah.
points there.
And like I feel like the big thing, I feel like a lot of like I guess like Stephen A and like Max Kellerman were like hitting it like right on the button. It's like I feel like if the NFL put this like the Eagles and Redskins game like on like the 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock slot, like I feel like nobody would cared about it, right? Like everyone would have been like, okay, we would have forgot about it. But the fact that they put it on prime time at 8 and on NBC and stuff, it's kind of like, dude, come on. Out of
Yeah,
any time slot to do that as the Eagles, like I don't know. It just made the team look bad. And then you had my Giants coach Joe Judge calling them out the day after. So I'm over here. I'm like, we picked the right coach. You know what I mean? It's just gonna make the rival even
that's
better.
good. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're firing all our defensive coaches. Like,
Hey,
hey, so I'm not even mad at it, man, because it ends up showing that it was the weakness, and we already knew we had a bad defense, so we had to end up fixing that. Truth be told.
and it's insane though, like right, like I think we talked about in the last interview how this year was just a complete 360 for you guys because last year your defense was on a roll, man. This one was on fire,
Yeah.
and then obviously you had Dak, and then like Dak went down, so like that sucks. But I mean, I feel like you guys should be in a better position next year, though, right? Don't you think? Or do you think there's a couple moves, or like a couple people in the draft they should go after, or?
To be honest, I honestly do think that if we do draft anything, we have to definitely go for defense because we had like a lot of chances to end up grabbing a lot of people, but we didn't. We chose not to.
Mm,
And granted, it ended up showing like the weakness of the offense. Like, clearly without the line, we don't have nothing. But at the same time, without Dak, we completely had Zitch,
mm,
or Zilt type of situations. But in reality, the defense needed to hold certain numbers to certain things. Because think about it, defense started doing their job in the beginning before Dak got injured. We would have been sitting more in that 5-0 or 4-1 type range with the defense doing their job. But since they didn't do their job, Dak had to go out there and score like 30 to 40 points a game. Yeah. And that's a lot. No matter how you end up looking at it. Like on average, a quarterback or I'm supposed to score on average 3 to 4 touchdowns a game. That's basically a touchdown a quarter. So 28 points, If you do anything extra, that means you have to do extra work, or 2, their defense is just that bad. It's one or the other. And at the end of the day, for us Cowboys, we had to do extra work because our defense was that bad. So there you go. So it ends up, like I said, and then when you take away Dak, we're not scoring those extra points. Now it's one of those, if defense hold, we might get a chance to win. If defense doesn't, it's a close game. Do we, ends up flipping off on that coin, on that place. Like you guys, when we played you with the Giants and everything, y'all were scoring. No matter how you look at it, you guys scored 23 points.
Yeah, in the last game, 23.
Yeah, 23 points, but already started out really hot, straight up. That was defense allowing that hotness all day, and everybody it's a holding the record of in the first. That's bad. That's bad. But yeah, it's over them. I'm over them until next year.
Yeah.
My season's over. I'm not even watching football no more.
Oh, so yeah,
until they come back.
That just threw out my next question. I was like, are you gonna watch the playoff games tomorrow? But I'm like, okay, I guess not. Hello. Hello. I don't know if you can hear me. It's like we're like lagging a little bit.
Yeah, I'm watching nothing like the Super. Oh yeah, I can hear you definitely. Partially like getting back in and out. Okay. I don't know. It might be me because out here it's been getting like service been like really bad.
Nah, you good? You good? I think I can hear. We're like lagging a little bit, but we'll work on it, so we're good. We're good. Oh. But yeah, so like you were saying, you're just gonna watch the Super Bowl and that's it. You're not gonna worry about the wild card division or championship games.
Nope, because there ain't no team. Actually, correct. Only team I want to watch right now is the Ravens because they got Dez Bryant, and I want Dez Bryant to win. So I'm a huge fan of Dez Bryant. Like I feel like we should have picked him up. We should have picked him back up. We should have not let him go. But it is what it is, and I'm always rooting for him because to me, I think the dude's cool. So yeah, definitely rooting for that guy and the Ravens at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
I might watch them, but if they ain't playing, I ain't watching.
Oh man, but dude, what about you though, man? Like in terms of your career, dude, like I know the last time we talked, you said that you're gonna be watching that Marlon Vera and Jose Aldo fight. So like, what you think about the fight? And then like I saw you calling out Jose right after, and like in like the UFC page. So like, do you think that's like a possibility happening or?
Probably. I definitely know that fight will happen. Because clearly it's always going to be about clout and who's pushing clout. But as I'm seeing so far is, people right outside of the, basically the people or the fighters that are right outside of the rankings is actually getting fights with ranking opponents. So if you think about like Barcelos, like I almost had a chance to have that fight, me and him, right? But awkward stuff happened that floated into that category where he fought the little cat or the little killer cat. I forgot his dang at the moment. And now he's getting ready to fight. But yeah, he's getting ready to fight ranked number 8, I believe, right now. Mm-hmm. Do you know who's number 8? Actually, I'm not sure who's number 8 at the moment, but he's supposed to fight him. Yeah, forgot his dang name.
I'm blanking out at the moment too. I know who you're talking about.
Beating stand man. Mm-hmm. Oh no, Asasa or Sanzo.
Let me.
Yeah, actually, so and then you got like this new cat. Are you gonna look him up?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Just the mess out of his name right now, but I know it's like Sanzo. And then you have like the new guy named the Matrix. He's getting ready to fight Song. Mm-hmm. And then not only that, you got Casey Katie about to fight Dominic Cruz. Like, these are all like ranked fighters. So Aldo, I know I have a chance, but I'm basically gonna have to have probably 2 more fights before they allow me to have them. Mm-hmm. But if anything, I'm gonna be real. Whoever they give me next, it doesn't really matter. I am trying to fight 7 times this year, and I'm automatically at it. I am going to call out a legend. Just know that. My next call out is gonna be a legend. Since they holding out on the Black Beast right now. Yeah, let me. I gotta be on the bump.
That's gonna eventually happen. I saw you calling him out on the Schmoes interview, so like I feel like if you keep on pushing, it'll be good. You'll get it.
Like and hands down. And I get it. People don't believe in this fight, but not knowing if the money's right, your boy's in there. You feel me? I'll fight him. The thing is I know he's gonna have to work. People don't understand that. Like whoever fights me, you're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to work to catch me. And meanwhile, I'm touching you up. Ta-da.
Yes, sir.
Like now. You feel me?
Yeah. And dude, like you were just talking about, like if the money's right. So like in terms of like the money's right, like I'm pretty sure you've kept up with all the social media stuff that's been going on, like with like the YouTube boxing and stuff like that. So like I really want to get your opinion on the whole Jake Paul stuff. Like starting from like the Nate Robinson fight that like I feel so bad for Nate Robinson. The man became a meme, but like to him calling out Connor and like that like video that he called out his wife. So like I want to get your thoughts about it. Like I've been wanting to ask like a bunch of fighters on it, so like I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it. So you'll be the first one, so like this will be pretty cool.
Okay, well, we on. Is that a question right now?
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
jump on. Okay, so one, let me go ahead and clarify this. You are literally of 2021, my first interview. I just want to let you know this. I was honestly holding out on interviews until the beginning of the year, and you're my first one, so I had to end up letting
Word.
that on.
Word, word,
All
word.
right. And I was like happy it's you too, because when you brought it up, I was like, hell yeah, we'll make sure. That's why I said Friday. I was like, yeah, or whatever. Yeah, today. I was like, yeah, we'll make sure it happens this. But
Yeah. Thank you,
up
bro.
on that, everybody needs to know it's a number game, man. It's automatically how you end up looking at it. Like me, I do love the sport, hands down. But at the same time, money makes the world go around. For you to be the man or the talk, you're going to actually have to put money up there so people can end up seeing who's the best. Just like this. At this moment in the cage, UFC, Conor McGregor is the man. People know this. All right. Granted, of how many other fighters may be better than him or not, this man has talked his way up into the top. He has fought his way up to the top. He has automatically performed and put things out on the table that you cannot deny this man, right? And to this moment that people in the boxing game, because you remember, boxing is cool, but it is cool when Floyd is the talk of the thing, you know. And then now, don't get me wrong, they got these other fighters that are off the chain. Like I'm a big fan of Deontay Wilder. I am a big fan of Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, and everybody you could possibly name of that's in there. And my favorite boxer at this moment is Triple G. You feel me? And out of all these people, they know that they don't really get that back hyped and following because boxing's not backing them up like that. They basically had to promote themselves, not like UFC. You get, how many times that I get the chance to talk to you or other fighters get to talk to or doing an interview and then ends up going into ESPN is backing them. Then UFC is doing what they can to get ESPN to back these people. And it comes down to this moment, and then on top of that, they place us in a spotlight that once we end up fighting, it becomes a miracle because right now, since it's a COVID, everybody's eyes is on what is automatically getting played, and that is UFC. UFC is automatically getting pushed. So when people like Jake Paul comes in here and movie star or whatever the hell the dude does, when he comes in and he ends up seeing this, he ends up taking advantage of it. And then what ended up happening is he shot a shot with Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson, granted, as in before it got into it, he knew Nate Robinson was training here and there, that he just started talking this shit. And that ended up opening up the door where all eyes were on the situation. Just like how his brother is calling or getting ready to fight Floyd. Floyd right now has been on this charity event where he's only fighting for charity. It's money. Like, if I get a free $9 million to beat somebody, he's going to do it, And at the same time, whoever's that lucky person to be part of that, they're getting ready to get basically free money. No matter how you look at it, it's free money. Granted, like, you're going to get punched in the face, but hey, free money,
Hey, like you said, it's 9 million, man. So, who wouldn't get punched in the face for 9 million? Right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then luckily, if the pay-per-views is right, the pay-per-views is right. Like, at the end of the day, it's a money game. Because if it wasn't a money game, then people be underground blood sports style John Claude Van Damme back in the day, kickboxers fighting in straight mad underground dojos for no money. That's where they will, if they was not in it for the money, that's where they'd be at right now. And yes, they basically have that. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but they have those out there. These are all true stories, and they're automatically building up on the sport, so people know this. But in reality, it is a money game. People need to eat. People need to feed their family. People need to honestly move in that direction. So if they do what they can, and for them to be on the top, you got to talk, no matter what. And you can end up being the quiet type, but eventually someone's going to ask you why you're the quiet type, and you're going to eventually tell them why. And guess what? You're talking. So in reality, to make money, you got to talk.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think was it didn't Chael say like he was like it's the fight business, but it's also the entertainment business. So like you said, it's like you have to get your name out there and start doing a little bit of talking. But
hands down, gotta push. You gotta push what you're worth. Like people end up understanding when it comes down to it of like in a life, like real life type scenario. If you had to work and you had a family, would you work for free?
Yeah, no. No, you want
You
to get
know,
paid. You want to get paid.
you had to get paid, so you're going to do the extra amount of work to automatically put in overtime and get the double money or double hours and whatnot to get what you're made or what you're worth. And then you're going to argue your case as, since I'm doing all this extra work, I know what I'm worth. So you either give me a higher pay grade, or I'm gonna leave to a better job. At the end of the day, anything and everything people are doing to this day is looking to get paid for what they're worth.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's coming out being a person that does art, enjoying life, at the end of the day, they know whatever they're doing, they put their life in it, and they tried to end up selling it. It comes down to, what are you worth? Because I know damn straight I'm worth more than $1 million. So now I got to get my value up to show people that I am worth more than $1 million.
No, yeah, no
Oh,
doubt, dude, no doubt. And dude, like you said, like I heard you talking about how like the UFC and ESPN is pushing like the fighters and all that. Speaking of which, dude, the fact that the next UFC card is gonna be on ABC, like what do you think about that? Like, dude, from like the UFC going from Spike TV to ABC local television, kind of being on the same spot as like football or basketball, like you can watch it on like any local channel. So like, what do you think about like the like how far the sports come, like in terms of MMA in general, and how like mainstream has become, especially during the pandemic. Like you said, like with the whole COVID things, like more eyes have been on the sport like more than ever, and like the fact is like more and more fans are getting into it. So yeah, dude, what do you think about like the UFC getting on ABC? And yeah,
I believe it's definitely big brand news. Like granted, I end up forgetting that that's what's going to happen. We're going to be on, or the fight cards going to tonight or start to be on ABC
yeah,
and whatnot. And to be honest, it's like I said, that is huge news. No
mm-hmm.
matter how you end up flipping at it. Granted that I feel like more people end up watching ESPN. Just the fact is that every guy that loves sports will jump on there and catch the highlights to make them want to go back to watch things.
Mm-hmm.
ABC, I feel like it's going to be one of those one time watch. Like, if you ain't recording the show, you ain't gonna watch it again. Yeah. But if they're
Mm-hmm.
still like holding up on ESPN, then it's ABC to ESPN. Then that's like a straight W. But I'm just not sure how it's actually gonna flow.
Yeah.
But definitely excited to be on ABC because, grew up watching nothing but that, especially when the Cowboys play. Hey,
Yeah.
straight win.
Yeah, I think what they're doing though, I think they're gonna like broadcast on both ESPN and ABC. So like I don't know how like it's gonna work
Okay.
for like every fight night, but I know for this fight night in particular, they're doing ESPN Plus and ABC broadcasting on the same thing. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and especially since like
Well,
they're owned
like I
by the
said,
same
I'm
company.
100% there.
Yeah, big time, dude, big time. So, dude, out of those three events coming up on, like, you got the first one, like Qatar, Holloway. Like, I want to know your thoughts on that. Like, what do you think how that's gonna go down? All the way to like the McGregor Poirier card, like we were just talking about in the last interview. So, like, yeah, like let's just start with the Holloway Qatar card. Get your predictions on that. What do you think's gonna happen? And yeah,
Holloway, money's on Holloway right now,
hmm.
but that is a tough, interesting fight. And I know it's going to definitely be fun. It might end up being I feel like it's going to be a candidate of fight of the year type
Hmm.
thing. Just practicing how Max is and how or the opponent is. Like they're both exciting. Like no
Hmm.
matter how you end up looking at it, like how it ends up floating onto that direction. But money's on Max at this moment. But I know a lot of people feeling like, well, he ended up becoming a married man type thing. So he's like, you know, now it's like, where's his head's at right now? It's
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
more on that mindset of retirement. Because granted, I feel like he won his last fight, like,
Hmm.
hands down on that one. I feel like he won that, and the world felt like he won that one. But it could have been a sign, as in, they want the new era to like kick up or, step
Yeah.
forward, and everybody else kind of like leave. So you got to think about it, like how many people end up are legends that they let go in December,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and they're still letting people go, no matter how you look at it. And I know they're not letting Max go, but I feel like Max is on that verge of, look, I did everything, I can retire. Like think about it,
Yeah.
he fought for the belt at 55, or
Hmm.
the contender belt to fight
Habib, like he fought Poirier. Like,
Habib. There you go.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, fought Poirier to fight him, and if he
Hmm.
would have won, he would have fought Khabib type things. But he did a lot of things that most people haven't done. Like he fought basically every great champ that ends up there. He defended his belt multiple times. The dude's off the chain.
Hmm.
So who's the fight or main card for the next card after that
The
one?
After that is Neil Magny and Michael Chiesa. It was supposed to be the Leon Edwards and Hassan Chimaev card, but
Uh,
Chimaev got COVID, so
Neil Magny versus Neil Magny is tight. I like
yeah.
him. He's a interesting type of fighter and very calm type of person.
Mm,
And it's like that's the type of person that's like awkwardly mixed, but it works. He
mm,
makes it work. So I'm gonna go definitely with him at this moment because I'm like a big fan of how he approaches the game and how he ends up. It's like very he's a technician to what he does.
mm.
So money on that guy right there. If I as a betting man, that's what I would do. Granted that I am a betting man, I just don't bet on fights.
Yeah, it feels
I don't
yeah.
know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, man.
Uh,
Plus, anything can happen in the fight, so I'm over here like I don't blame you, dude. Like I'll be so scared to put my
yeah.
money up on, like one punch, and it's like, oh my god, I just lost that much. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like where I'm at right now. And then obviously with Connor versus Poirier, I know that Poirier is a different fighter from back then. Definitely a heart with grit, but it's one of those situations I feel like Connor is going to be the man of
Mm,
the fight. You know, but yeah, I know anything is able to happen and anything's possibly to happen, but I feel if it's becoming a striking game, which I believe it is, Connor's going to end up winning that, and Poirier is going to end up kind of like he's gonna try to dog, like he's gonna like dog out the fight
mm,
type thing, like hoping that Connor might get tired. But I think Connor's going to basically pick him apart and probably finish the fight sooner rather than later.
mm.
But if his mindset turns into that, he's gonna try to take him down. I feel Connor's gonna fuck around or mess around and submit the guy. So we
Mm.
might see first or not first round, but a submission in a long time from Connor.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like that's like one thing that like I think a lot of people say it's like they really like a lot of people underrate Connor's grappling. Like it's like even in that Habib fight, like I know like from like the outside looking in, like it did look like he was getting dominated, but like he was defending a lot of stuff that Habib was trying to do. So like
And the
mad
funny
respect
thing
to
about
him. Yeah.
And then what funny thing about it is what you're just saying. There is basically 3 to 4 attempts, or not attempts, but he could have made attempts, or like windows are wide open for him to actually submit Khabib or put him in a threatening position to free him. But you could definitely tell his mind wasn't on that. His mind was on what you're saying, just defend.
Mm,
And he was doing fucking perfect by defending it. Granted, the first 3 rounds, first one, if you look at it, like, yeah, he had him on the ground, but Connor was actually the one that was in control of that.
mm,
And, like I said, like the part is, hey, I got you on the ground, but Connor was hitting, touching him, beating
yep.
him. It's
Yep.
like little small things where you kind of had to give it to Connor, but most people will say no because he took him down. So it's like, okay, you can give it to Khabib, but the argument you can't get mad if one of those judges gave it to Connor because if
Yeah.
you break down that first round, Connor was the one that did all the damage,
Mm,
and Khabib just held him on the ground. Second round, and now it kind of flips into that Connor kind of like took a little over, but he got dropped. So as soon as that happened, you kind of have to give it to Khabib.
yeah.
There you go. Third round, Connor out. He took that round. He
Yeah.
outperformed. Fourth round kind of floated into that moment that he got him back onto the ground, and hey, the dude survived 3 rounds with the straight killer. Like he's a
Mm,
killer. He was supposed to finish Connor in the first round, and I think his mess up was because between all the round 1 through 3, he had basically 3 to 4 submission attempts that he just didn't go for.
yeah.
And now I think if he would have took a tune-up fight before he fought him, I think we would have been seeing Connor as the winner of that fight. That's how I ended up feeling. But again, Khabib is a monster. He does what he does, and there's no what if moments.
Mm,
So Khabib is the man at the moment. But I feel like if they fight 9 more times, I feel like Connor wins at least 7 of those.
mm. Yeah. And do you think especially with Habib being
So
semi-retired,
yeah,
do you think he ever comes back
that's my opinion.
or do you think like he's kind of like a man of his words, like he's retired
I
and
think
he's
he'll
done?
come back, but I think no, I think he'll come back. I think he's gonna come back and probably fight GSP or something. Like
Mm,
it's gonna be like one of those like legend fights, and that's basically how I'm gonna be. It's gonna be nothing but at my next fight, I'm calling out nothing but legends. And because it ended up, like I said, it's a popularity game, and
mm,
Khabib is the man, no matter how you look at it. And so he can go ahead and say, hey, I want to fight GSP. Hey, I want to fight Usman. Hey, I want to fight John Jones. Hey, I want to fight Israel. He can do that, and they'll make that fight happen because he's the man. And right now, those people I just named is on the verge of legendness, or about to be legend, or is a legend. John Jones is a legend. Israel just beat a whole bunch of people that they were placing it as a legend. And then you got Usman right now. He beat Covington, and people was waiting for somebody to beat Covington forever. Like, so right now he's going to be on the verge of being the man / legend. So that fight can end up happening. So that's like where my mindset, it's like fight legends. Like, hey, you got Uriah, Dominic, he's getting ready to fight Casey, but after that shit, I want to fight him. And then you got right now they're placing Cody as the legend. I'll fight him. And obviously, my mindset is to fight Aldo as well. Like, and at the end of the day, just fighting one of those will end up putting me at the talk of the weight class.
No, yeah.
And then whatever follows up. So just how it ends up looking.
And like that's actually another question. Like like you said, like you're just looking for legends, but like I know you're just at 135 right now, and you kind of like spoke about it a little bit in the Schmo interview. But like, would you ever go up to 145 like at some point in your career?
I am definitely going up. If they gave me somebody at 45 right now, I'm 100% taking it. It's like, don't threaten me with a good time. You feel me? 45 is a good time. That's me eating steaks. That's me eating lobster. That's me having and enjoying my time of life. I feel like the top 15 to 45, I sit fairly well with them. And, because I know I'm the bigger guy. Like, if you really think about it, at 45, I'm actually the bigger guy. Yeah, I'm coming from 35, but I'm actually the bigger guy at 45. Got range. I got reach better than or longer than everybody. I have a 76-inch reach. Yeah. And I think I don't know who has the closest reach, and I think the closest reach to that would be Max, and I think his is like 69 through 72. It's between that.
I think it's 69 because I know a lot of people are like joke around with him, like saying like, yo, like he's so tall, but he only has a 69-inch reach. Yeah.
So, and it's like, and he's the champ with his hands of 69. You got to think about that. And then don't get me wrong, the champ, he used to be a guy that walked around at 250 pounds, but it's like he's small, short, and you end up seeing it like the last time he fought Max, that Max actually used his full range on him. The first 2 rounds, he dominated him. The third round was a 50-50 of you could have gave it to Max or gave it to Volks. But at the end of the day, it kind of depends on how you looked at it. And I feel like Volks won the last 2 rounds, but I gave that third round to Max. So, or it's the third round or the fifth round. One of the rounds that I know, or could have been the fourth, but I know it's one of those rounds I gave Max that he had. It was 3-2. That's how I ended up feeling, and I looked at it. But the first 2 rounds, one of those rounds should have been like a 10-8, but they didn't make it a 10-8 because he dropped them, and he was Volks was really hurt, But that's off of his long range of fighting. Him taking away that the leg kicks from that first fight that he did, And granted, like it got a little deeper where Max is not actually, keeping space, that it started more like crowd up and dude was landing. But again, 45 is definitely or a weight class I definitely want to go into, and I know there's like mad killers that actually sit there and hit hard, but in reality I would be the bigger guy and I would have the longer reach. It would be one of those situations that I honestly fit because I will be the taller guy too. Like me and Max should be either the same height, or I got him by a pinch, or he got me by a pinch. It's like one of the two.
Yeah.
And I got the range and I got the legs. I have everything you could possibly think of. And then my floor game is always getting better every time because everybody's over here saying everybody's dangerous on the floor. They're this 2-time champ wrestler, black belt on the floor. At the end of the day, I'm here to fight every one of them, and my mindset is to knock every one of them out. So there you go.
Yeah.
So 45, yeah.
And like, do you have like a time frame though that you want to be back in the octagon? Because I know last time you said you were trying to get on the corner and pour your card, but I don't know where that stands. But do you want to do it like first quarter of the UFC? So like January to like March, May, or like around there?
Yeah, right now that's what Sean Shelby is like doing right now. He's trying to look for me a good event for me, or a opponent to put me on one of these events, because I know March there's a lot of cards, but right now they're only focused on March 6th and February. It's like a good opening, but I already told I don't want to fight in March unless they fight me in February. Like, you know, and if they can give me a fight tomorrow, a fight in January, that's perfect because I want to fight next week if I could. But they already know that my mindset is I want to fight 7 times. So if February is my next fight, then it'll be February. Then I will follow up in March. So in other words, like I said, I'm going to be very active. Very active.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the full Kevin Holland route, which mad respect to him, dude. Like he fought 5 times from like May to like December, and he wanted to fight even one more time against Hasman in December. So yeah, dude. So like, I mean, honestly, I can't wait to see you fight, dude. I'm pretty sure everyone watching this video can't wait to see you fight. So before we end the interview, dude, do you want to like plug in like your social medias and like so people can know where to follow you and stuff?
Day 42. That's my Instagram. DAII42. All right. Like, I need to get up to 100K followers. Everybody's like BSing right now. So start following me. Start following me, you know. And I would definitely say my Twitter, but I think I keep forgetting it. And I feel like it's like day 24 _ Dre. I think that's what it is.
I think that's what it is. I remember like when I tagged you and like for like the interview, I was just like, yo, it's different from his Instagram. But yeah, I think you're right.
Like I tried to end up making it with the same name as my Instagram, but someone else is out there named Day 42 for some odd reason. I don't know. So unless I made another one, I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely end up following me. You know, your boy is out here. Granted that my Instagram kind of been tripping a little bit, but still follow me. Make nothing but love. Instagram and Twitter. Make it happen, Captain.
Yes, sir. Hey, Andre, like I said, thank you again for giving me the time, dude. Thank you for making me the first interview of 2021. So that's an awesome thing. So appreciate that, bro. I know even though we're fans of different teams, but we're good, dude. We're good. We're good. But yeah, brother. So
enough but love, man. I appreciate you having me, man. True story.
Yeah, definitely, brother.